everyone, this is Luminous coming you guys with a Pro Dota commentary, and you guys have been very patient. This is World Dota Championship, and this is Orange versus WE. Now, before I get into the pick and ban of this specific game, DotaCommentaries.com will be bringing you guys each and every single game that is actually released for WDC. So if you guys are curious on who is casting which games I'm going to be casting next, I will include a link in the description box. You guys are feel free to check that one out. Also, I would urge you guys to show support to the other casters that are also casting this tournament. I know Doc, Nebula, B-Balling, and Cold-Blooded are going to be casting, so go check them out in DotaCommentaries.com or in the respective YouTube channel as well. But let's get into this game. This is Orange Esport versus WE. Orange Esport picking and banning first in the Sentinel phase, and we have WE on Scourge. Now, I'm very familiar with both these two teams. WE, I've been casting their games for Haofeng Golden League. I can't say that they're within the top 5 team of the Chinese scene, but they're still very, very strong. They're very capable of taking down any of the teams in top 5, and I'm looking forward to them to have a very good showing. What WE loves to do is go for big AoE team fight, go for big pushing strats, or go for big ganking strats. They're very versatile in that regard, that they could play many strats, and I'm looking forward to WE picking something out of their playbook. They have many plays, and all of them are very spectacular. Meanwhile, Orange Esport very, very good in terms of having double support, double roaming support. They like to play early to mid-game aggression. Maybe they go for some very weak semi-carries. I've definitely seen them go things like Shadow Fiend, Rasta semi-carries. They don't generally go for many late-game strats, and that might be difficult for Orange to kind of face up against the Chinese in general. Maybe not against WE, but against Chinese in general, because Chinese always love to go for that late game strat if possible, and that might bite Orange in the butt later on in the tournament. But let's forget about that right now and go into the pick and ban. And the bans are pretty self-evident, pretty obvious. These are very, very strong hero. I'm surprised to see that Pugna is being banned, but not the Lich. But Orange Esport, like I said earlier, likes to go for those early and mid-game strat. So they definitely are going to pick some very squishy heroes, and those squishy heroes will be decimated by the wards. So I guess that ban is going to be protecting those squishy supports and whatnot. We do see the Windrunner being the opening pick for Orange Esport, very versatile hero. But Scourge answering right back with Lycanthrope and Broodmother. So double melee right off the bat. And these two heroes can push like no other. So Orange Esport, in their second, third pick, they already have to answer to these two, because these two are very, very strong pushers if you give them the room to push. These two heroes are always really good in terms of pressuring your towers. And what I mean by pressuring your tower is, well, there's 4v4 team fights going on the other side of the map. If you don't keep someone checking the Broodmother, if you don't keep someone checking the Lycanthrope, those two will just push your lane, and there's really nothing you could do about it. These two heroes are very mobile as well. The web gives Broodmother insane amount of movement speed. Lycan's true form will give him max movement speed, and he's going to be basically running circles around your team. And it's going to be difficult if you choose to team fight with the rest of the team. Lycan and Brood will just push your towers. If you try to gank these guys, they would most likely be able to live through the gank unless you spend 3 or 4 guys ganking them. And guess what? If you spend 3 or 4 guys ganking the Lycan, the Brood will push your other lane. So it's a very, very strong opening. It gives Orange Esport a lot to think about, as you can see that they're taking a lot of time to kind of prepare for these two heroes. I mean, you could deal with Broodmother by themselves, you could deal with the Lycanthrope by themselves, but when you pair both of them together, you have to pick a lot of AoE, as it seems like Orange Esport is doing right now, and also you have to pick a lot of stuns, which I guess Clockwork and Crystal Maiden is going to be decent against the Lycanthrope and the Broodmother in the early stage of the game, but when they pick up their BKB, the Crystal Maiden is basically going to be obsolete. And same thing with the Clock. Clock's going to be annoying with that cog, but overall the BKB is going to make Clockwork somewhat useless. So we'll have to see. If Orange Esport is going to be winning this game, they have to win it very, very early before the Lycanthrope and the Broodmother gets really strong. And it looks like WE is going to be picking up a Venomancer right now, which is going to give them even more pushing potential. You can see that Broodmother, Broodlings, the Lycanthrope Wolf plus How. Keep in mind the How is going to increase all the friendly heroes and also their summons by a great deal amount of damage. So that's going to increase so much damage for everyone else. The Serpent Wards is going to be good in defending, but also more importantly good at pushing as well. So right now a very pushing oriented strat coming from the Scourge lineup. And Orange is banning the Shaker. And a lot of you guys might be thinking, well, why do you actually ban the Shaker? Isn't Shaker a very, very good defensive hero, very good turtling hero? I say for the most part he is, but not against WE's lineup. You can see, well, it's going to kill the Spiderlings, it's going to kill the Wolves, but it's not going to kill the Serpent Wards. And Serpent Wards, although it's only a small part of the picture right now, WE could pick into a lot of other things that are great at pushing. For example, they could pick into a Panda, and Panda, his primal split, he doesn't care about a Fissure. He doesn't really care about Echo Slam. If, let's say, Scourge wanted to pick up a Rasa right now, that would definitely do the job, as well as those pushing potentials would not be stopped by a Shaker. So Shaker is going to be pretty decent for the first 15 to 20 minutes, but they're going to run into trouble once the mid game comes. Once the BKB is going to be there, Shaker is going to be another obsolete hero. So maybe Orange Esports realizes, well, they're not going to be picking into the Shaker, they're going to be banning it outright. They do ban the Witch Doctor as well, which is a favorite support of the Chinese because it pushes fairly well with the Voodoo Restoration being able to restore everyone up. It gives you that cast could bow down quick waves pretty quickly, and also give you that late game assurance of the Maledict plus Death Ward when you're using all your stuns against Broodmother, against Lycanthrope that's doing the real damage. The Death Ward could be channeled for a full duration at the back of everyone else, and that's going to do a pretty decent amount of damage as well. So Orange Esports using their last two bans on two supports, and makes a couple of sense. As we see, Scourge here going to be banning a lot of carries. They do ban the Syllabir, and they do ban the Void. The Void is going to be a very, very strong counter to the Lycanthrope because the Chronosphere is going to shut down both the Broodmother and the Lycanthrope. It's just some melee heroes in general. So they're going to ban that one up, a very standard ban as well. As we see Vengeful Spirit being picked up for Orange Esports. And this goes back to what I was saying earlier. Orange Esports loves to play squishy supports. These squishy supports are very, very offensive. So they're planning to win this early game stage with a lot of control. And that Pugna ban now makes a little bit more sense. Because can you imagine the Pugna just blasting every 5.5 seconds on the Vengeful Spirit and Crystal Maiden? These three heroes going to be going down so very quickly. So most likely we're going to see a lot of smoke play from Orange Esports. They're going to be playing this kind of like 3 solo double roam. And these double roamer, there's a lot of pressure on the Crystal Maiden and Vengeful Spirit because they have to do a lot. Not only do they have to keep up in terms of the ganks, they also have to keep up in terms of level. This mid to early game lineup is not going to be too strong. So Crystal Maiden and Vengeful Spirit have to HP up because the onslaught from the Broodmother and the Lycanthrope will be inevitably coming. Now, what the Sentinel does have going for them is that they have a lot of stun. As you see the 4th pick from the Scourge here, they have 0 stun so far, which usually means is a very bad thing for the Scourge lineup because, well, even if you have good mobility from the Lycanthrope and the good chasing power from the web from the Broodmother, you're gonna have a tough time chasing these heroes down. They can always TP out. They could just run. They could stun and run, and you gotta spend a lot of time chasing. So Scourge have to make up with their items. If they don't have a lot of stuns, they could get hexes. They could get Force Staff to keep up with the enemy team. They could get ahead in terms of having better boots, having better gears in general. Get a Django. That's gonna allow you to keep up. So the Scourge team, despite not having stuns, they have to make it up with items. And one would wonder how they would make it up in items, as they have 3 melee picks so far against Sentinel's really good range lineup. So Orange Esports has the range going for them, and they're going to pick up the Quap, going to give them a little bit more mobility, a little bit more range. I think this Quap is also a very defensive pick in terms that it will be able to stop pushes with using a Sonic Wave. It will be able to survive against the good chasing power of the Lycanthrope and the Broodmother. So I do like the pick that Orange Esports is going right now. Very squishy indeed, but a lot of mobility, a lot of range. And by the nature of this this lineup, it's going to be somewhat difficult because basically, to me, the Scourge lineup is like a brick wall. It's going to just run straight at you. And the Sentinel lineup is like a Corvette. You're going to go back and forth. If anyone understood that NBA reference, shout out to you guys. Some old school NBA watchers. But Scourge lineup is gonna complete it with the Beastmaster. So we're seeing 4 melee lineup. This is no pub game. This is not Phantom Lancer, Void, PL, and all that stuff. This is a competitive lineup with 4 melee heroes. Your guess is good as mine as how they're gonna lane this one up. Most likely with the Lycanthrope in the jungle, Panda Venomancer top, Beastmaster mid, and Broodmother on the bot lane. Looks like the Venomancer is warding a little bit. Indeed he will, as we see Sentinel lineup here going to be doing a 4-man smoke gank, And let's see if they could find anyone else. Panda here might be going extinct soon if he's gonna run into these guys. Uh-oh, Panda gonna eat a magic missile. No Shaco shot. There's nothing to Shaco too, so it looks like Panda's gonna be absolutely fine. Looks like Windrunner being popped. Windrunner is gonna be skilled right now. They are gonna put a ward here, which is an indication that they are expecting the Lycan to be jungling defensively, and they are gonna visit him very, very soon with the Vengeful Spirit and the Crystal Maiden and be like, yo, bro, we're gonna, you know, make sure that you're jungling all right, and you're gonna block off this camp as well. Now, as much as I like this early aggression of the ward, you know, just, you know, keeping the Lycan down, I think it will be more effective, to be honest, here if you keep the ward here and block the camp. It is gonna give you a little bit of vision, but more importantly, Lycanthrope spends a lot of his early game time just jungling this camp. If you block off this one and then this one, the Lycanthrope's going to have a tough time jungling these higher level camps. So yes, this ward is going to be nice, and it's going to give Orange Esport a lot of sight into the enemy jungle, but I think it's really just a lot more effective if he just, you know, block off the camp instead. But let's see if it's actually going to be the case. As you see, the Windrunner is going to be top lane for the Sentinel with the 2 supports in the jungle. Quap is going to be in the mid lane. And then we're going to see Clockwork against the Broodmother on the bot lane. So interestingly, putting the Clock on the defensive bot lane, they're hoping to get a very tanky Clock in the early outside of the game. And that tanky Clock is going to be very, very vital in terms of going against the Broodmother, Lycan, 2 very early strong DPS heroes. Looking on the 2 supports here, they're really just, you know, standing with each other. They don't have a Smoke of the Sea being picked up. They do have a lot of mana regeneration. As you see, Windrunner being alright on the top lane here against a Panda Venomancer. The Venomancer can't really do his usual, you know, swing around to do a harass, because the Vengeful Spirit and the Crystal Maiden is around, and they will be doing a lot of counter ganking and such. As a Venomancer and the Panda is going to have a fairly tough time. They cannot pull. They are being out harassed by solo Windrunner, and also the threat of the Crystal Maiden and the Vengeful Spirit coming in. But looks like they're just, you know, going here and there looking for someone, and they definitely do see the Lycanthrope jungling right now. And here's a problem: you see the Lycan jungle, but what are you gonna do about it? Are you gonna go gank him? In fact, they're not really ganking, because you can see Venomancer grabbing pretty good position. He's gonna say, well, we know that the Crystal Maiden is still in the lane. We know the Vengeful Spirit is probably nearby as well. And because the Venomancer is around here and here, we know that our Lycanthrope is not getting ganked. So right off the bat, I say Orange Esports is making a little bit of strategic mistake. They're not really utilizing this ward to the fullest potential. Again, if it's here, it would have been doing a lot better. Let's check out how everyone else is doing here. We do have Clockwork on the bot lane, level 3.5 against Broodmother. Ooh, Broodmother getting completely out-denied right now, completely unexpected. As you see, Broodmother hitting barely level 3, and the Clockwork almost hitting level 4. But once Broodmother gets a little bit of levels on her belt, she could be sending these Spiderlings into jungle to get a little bit more farm, or just use these Spiderlings to chase away the Clockwork, do a little bit of harass. I'm surprised that the Clockwork did not go for a Stout Shield right now, or maybe he's going to pick one up in the side shop. It's going to be very crucial that he picks up a Vanguard as soon as possible to utilize that damage block. Yes, Stout Shield is picked up right then and there. And that's going to be very crucial for him to utilize that Style Shield and stay alive, because this Spiraling Harass will do a significant amount of damage to you if you don't have a Style Shield. And you can see, indeed, right now we could see 1220 utilizing his Spiderlings, doing quite a bit of harass, sending Clockwork back. Meanwhile, in the mid lane here, we have a double damage rune being picked up on the Beastmaster. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the bottle just yet. We do have a level 4 Quap who doesn't have her bottle either, but look, from the looks of things, we do see the Beastmaster having the disadvantage in the lane, and considering that he is a melee, he is going to have a tough time. We do see Queen of Pain picking up a early level Shroud Strike. It's a fairly standard skill build. You take, you max Scream of Pain as much as you can. You take Blink at 2, and then you take Scream of Pain maybe at 4. And that's going to allow you to give a little bit more right-click power against the Beastmaster. Beastmaster out of mana at this point, really out of regen almost, or completely out of regen. Meanwhile, we have Quap already have a bottle. She's going to be pushing the lane very aggressively, grabbing each and every rune, and it's going to deny a lot of farm against the Beastmaster. Beastmaster picks up Beastmaster or Inner Beast. And this is no coincidence. A lot of times we've been seeing in the Chinese scene lately, as we see, it looks like they're going to be going against the Beastmaster. Beastmaster very, very low. Quap out of mana at this point, not going to be chasing with the Scream of Pain. But going back to that Inner Beast early level of skilling that spell, it's going to give your creeps a little bit of advantage in terms of pushing the lane. Now, generally, pushing the lane is not a good thing overall, but when you're playing in the solo mid position, that is pretty good because you want to be pushing the lane and grabbing the rune, and indeed, he's going to be doing right now. But looks like Queen of Pain is going to bottle herself an Invis rune on the top lane here, and this Beastmaster got to do a little bit of bottle crawling because, you know, can't really rely on the rune control when you're getting out pushed and getting out ruined each and every time. As we see Queen of Pain level 5 having that level 3 Scream of Pain, she could basically just blink in without fear, do a little bit of harass, and just do a lot of ganking. One really bad thing about the Sentinel or Scourge laning right now, it's really weak. Whenever you have 4 melee laners, as you see, and Magic Missile going against the Venomancer, Venomancer drops off of Gale. I think he is going to be fine. Shackle Shot, again, not latching onto anything, and they don't have enough spells to bring down the Venomancer. Another Magic Missile goes off, but I think they're just really wasting the mana. Crystal Maiden's Nova should be cooling down fairly soon, but they're not going to catch him off. So a lot of mana down the drain, not many kills being produced, and guess what? Lycanthrope still free farming at this point here because he's, again, completely unchecked. This ward's going to see him in a very low amount of HP, but again, Crystal Maiden and the Vengeful Spirit not really getting too much done in this case. As you see, the Quap having a really good control at the mid lane. She has a lot of mana at this point. I think after she destroys this creep, after she gets Fog going her way, she's going to pop the Invis rune and then just go for a kill on this Beastmaster. Beastmaster looking for someone, and so is the Vengeful Spirit and the Crystal Maiden. Really good jungling here, not putting himself in a dangerous position. As you can see, Nova's going to be dropped off, and Magic Missile going to get him the kill. There's a Terror. Where's a Freezing Bite? No, they don't have a bite on the Lycanthrope. Lycanthrope's going to be absolutely fine there. Very lucky dodge for that Lycanthrope. You see Crystal Maiden. I think maybe the Nova was dropped a little bit too prematurely. Maybe they could have waited for the Vengeful Spirit to get a little bit closer, but that gave it away, and the Lycanthrope is going to be fine as he's getting a little bit of help from the Venomancer. Beastmaster waiting for the 6-minute rune, and luckily for him, going to pick himself a regen. As we see, Quap pops the Invis, and he's going to see the Beastmaster with a regen. Let's see if he's going to go for a straight kill. There's a kill. There's a Sonic Wave. Nicely done. Force the being popped as well. We could have Lee being playing the Beastmaster. And Lee generally plays a support back in Dream, which was, you know, 2010 or the early outset of 2011. Dream Lee, probably one of the best Beastmaster player for WE. But lately they've been having Chan to play the Beastmaster. Today he is going to be playing the Panda, so they can put Lee on the Beastmaster. And good to see that he's playing the Beastmaster again, but he just kind of got owned at the mid lane right now by this Quap. Venomancer is going to swing around to grab himself a little bit of EXP. But going back to what I was pointing out earlier, when you have 4 melee or when you have high amount of melee here, you're going to have a very weak laning stage. As you see here, I think each and every lane is mostly being lost by the Scourge lineup. Sentinel just having fairly easy advantage in terms of winning all the lanes, having the ability to passive harass, having more offensive spells and whatnot. And also, if you're jungling a Lycan, you basically have no roaming gank. Sentinel have the CM and Venge to go roam like crazy, to gank like crazy. Scourge got nothing. I mean, they have a Venomancer, but you know, he hasn't been really ganking anything because he's got to keep his Panda alive. He's got to keep this Lycanthrope alive. But critically here, we do see the Lycanthrope turning level 6, so basically he's almost ungankable at this point. He can actually participate in the gank, as he might be doing so right now. Here, they're going to go for the Crystal Maiden. There's a bite. Crystal Maiden is, well, she does have a Nova. There's a Magic Missile being turned out right now. Looks like Panda's going to be running in for the stomp. Unfortunately, they're going to get off, but there's a stomp against the Windrunner. Windrunner, half HP, and she's going to try to drive with the Shackle Shot. Her Windrunner is already out. Here comes a Scream of Pain against the Lycanthrope. Nice TP from the Quap, but here also comes the Beastmaster. Beastmaster get off the roar and axes as well, but she's gonna be fine. As you see, the Beastmaster gotta run out. So a Chakra Shot is gonna hit the Beastmaster. Power Shot gonna be, Nova's gonna be there as well. As we see the right click power from the Windrunner gonna bring off the kill. Mushi, nicely done here. I haven't introduced who's gonna be playing what, so let's spend a little bit of time doing that. Mushi's gonna be on that Windrunner, doing a fairly good job. We on the solo mid, we have, who is this? NCXH on the Quap. On the bot lane here, we have Winter on that Clockwork. Playing the support Crystal Maiden is Clanton, excuse me, and is Extinct on the Vengeful Spirit. Meanwhile, on the Scourge lineup, we have 1220, the carry player, playing the Brood Mother. Jungle is going to be claimed by FNTY, the Lycanthrope. Lee's Beastmaster not having a decent game right now, not having too good of a game. We have Chan again on the Pandoran Brewmaster, and then we have Mofi on the Venomancer. Right now here, let's check out the hero kill score. It is going to be 3-0 in favor of the Sentinel, as you expected, because they have better early game lineup. You expect them to win the early game. This game is going to be a testament of how good Scourge Turtles until the mid game stage, and how well they are able to keep up their towers, because you know Sentinel is going to be pushing your towers when they have such a strong early game lineup. And right now here we do have Beastmaster doing a little bit of tree chopping, helping out a little bit of jungling for the Broodmother. And Lee, with his roar on cooldown, I assume he's going to be coming to the bot lane, maybe to get off a gank. Broodmother level 8.5, and same thing with Clockwork here. As expected, you can see the lane evening up a little bit as we see a hook in against the Broodmother. I have no idea why. There's a reason why they wanted to get a gank off. There was a dust and a power shot to come in to claim the kill. Unfortunately, they're not able to do that. Beastmaster sensing there's a Windrunner in the lane. I'm not going to really get a kill against this Clockwork. He's already fairly tanky, especially with the Windrunner support. So he's going to just turn back, go for the rune, and maybe get a very lucky haste or double damage rune, and then work from there. On the mid lane here, we do have Quap looking for her rune as well. The rune is going to be spawning bottom. Lee lucking out with another regen rune, so nicely done there. Venomancer swinging to the mid lane here. I do like what WE is doing. They realize, well, we need a lot of level on all of your hero, Venomancer being one of them. And since Beastmaster is ganking, well, let's put the Venomancer mid and get him a little bit level as well. If you look at the Scourge lineup, I mean, this is a very risky lineup. Not only are they terribly bad in terms of the early laning stage, not only do they have like very little stun, they have a Beastmaster roar and maybe a rock toss from that panda. That's it. Like, those are not really stuns that you could use very frequently. They have a lot of slows, but that's it as well. They have very little AoE, so if Sentinel decides to do a 5-man mid push, there's very little that the Scourge should do about it as well. So Scourge putting a lot of risky play in this one lineup, and let's see if it's gonna work. So far it's 3-0, which is, I say, it's actually pretty decent for WS. We see a 3-man gank on the top lane here. They're gonna prevent the split for just a bit, and here we have a counter TP in from the Beastmaster. If they get a Cyclone off, indeed they will. There's a stun on the Crystal Maiden as well. They're gonna definitely get a kill. Indeed they will. And Beastmaster roar not being used for the Crystal Maiden. Well done there, because they definitely did not need to do it. But yeah, like I said earlier, a 3-0 advantage for Sentinel is actually pretty good for WE, because you expect to go at least 6 or 7 kills deficit with this 4 melee lineup, and the fact that they only limited to 3-1 now, it's actually pretty decent in my opinion for WE. Looks like WE might be transitioning into a push here, as we do see the Vlads being finished up, as he basically had free farm jungling. There was no one really stopping his jungle. There was a single time to venge, and the Crystal Maiden went in, but aside from that, that was it. As we see Roar going against a Windrunner, I don't think they could really get the kill, as you see the ult being turned on by the Lycanthrope. He's going to just run back. The Windrunner already having face boot picked up. She's probably going to work on Mecha or Force Staff next. Either item is going to be very, very good in terms of keeping her team alive. Force Staff is going to be absolutely crucial for everyone on the Sentinel lineup, because, well, they're going to be chasing. They're all but melee right-click chasers. So if you have Force Staff, you could basically completely juke the heck out of the entire Scourge lineup. And let's see if the Sentinel team realize that as well. Queen of Pain going for absolutely nothing at this point. I wonder what her gold is. Queen of Pain does have 1700 gold, so maybe saving up for... I wonder what she's saving up. I mean, you could go for early axe if you finish it very, very early, maybe 20 minutes in. That is going to give you a 40-second cooldown on your Sonic Wave, and you could basically spam it to counter push. You could spam it to push. Anytime you see basically like 2 creep waves stack up, you could just use that Sonic Wave, because it has such a low cooldown. The mana pool is somewhat, strenuous, but again, the ag step that gives you such a high mana pool to work with. Anyways, no big deal. So we see a gank go on the bot lane here. Broodmother going for a solo kill. Vengeful Spirit in position to help her out. There's a TP in from the Windrunner. The second dust being popped right there to do something against this Brood. Brood's going to be absolutely fine. Maybe going to get a Shackle shot. Rocket's going to hit. Nothing to Shackle too, as Windrunner not even attempting that one. Broodmother gonna go back to the tower very safely. She already has a Soul Ring being picked up, and also Ogre Axe being picked up, so BKB is gonna be her item of choice. Again, it's gonna be a very standard item choice. As I'm having a little bit of lag, Shackle Shot's gonna hit. There's another Dust Magic Missile. It's gonna hit. Not the perfect chain stun here, as we see a TP in from the Beastmaster, and that is gonna be it. Scourge very efficient in terms of utilizing this Beastmaster, roaming around and just giving them numerical advantage in many sides of the map. So very, very well done in that regard. So we do have a Smoke of Deceit being picked up on the Beastmaster and Lycanthrope at this point, jungling it up a little bit. It looks like more importantly, we do have Lycanthrope free farming this Roshan, getting no amount of pressure being placed upon him. I don't think Sentinel even knows, as they basically this Vengeful Spirit walked by and didn't really check, or at least I don't think she checked. There's no ward really seeing this Lycanthrope going in the jungle, and Lycanthrope finding himself a free Aegis. I feel like WE is basically getting a really good end of the deal here, because they, like, if they're gonna lose this game, they're gonna lose in the first 15 minutes if Sentinel gets really ahead. But right now it's a 3-1 advantage. Scourge having really sufficient hero movement. The Venomancer was able to move from the top lane to the mid lane, keeping both the lane alive, keeping the Lycanthrope away from ganking. And even so, he's got a level 7, being a support Venomancer. He's a hardcore support because his 4 melees and this Venomancer. Panda getting sufficient farm on the top lane. He got himself a phase boot and level 9. As we see a gank on the top lane here, no, just a little bit of harass, keeping this Panda back. Panda's going to be fine there. We have the Lycanthrope free farm in the jungle, facing 1 gank, but that gank didn't produce any result. He got himself the, as we see Shackle Shot against this Broodmother. A lot of TP going in right now, but Beastmaster Roar is going to be claimed. Rishi's going to get right click. We do have a Magic Missile going against the Broodmother, trying to do everything they can to kill this Broodmother. There's a hook in there as well, as you see a 5-man fight for the Sentinel lineup. Scourge says, well, that was a pretty good fight for you guys, so we are going to back up. But guess what? Yeah, 5-man pushing or killing us on the bot lane here. The Venomous says, okay, well, you know, let's push them mid lane a little bit. Panda says, alright, let's push the top lane a little bit here. And this is what the WE lineup will be able to do. As one lane is being pushed for the Sentinel, Scourge could be multiple pushing at different lanes as well. And you can't really go fight in each and every single lane. So Orange Esports got to pick their poison. Do you defend one lane and hopefully get a couple kills, as they did there? Quad picked up a solo kill in the mid lane there as well, so very well done. Or do you just lose, you know, mass amount of towers? And that's what the WE strat is going to be good for. Again, Orange Esports missed a really crucial timing of the game, which is, you know, the first 15 minutes. And now they're up by 4 kills, which is decent. But again, there's 4 melee on Scourge, and they're going to have the mid game basically on lockdown. Especially when Aegis Immortal is being picked up. You got to keep in mind, Scourge also very good in terms of pushing. They have the Broodmother, they have the Lycanwolves, they have the Panda, which with a split win the team fight and push. They have the Venomancer wards. I mean, this is just a really awesome pushing lineup. And Sentinel does have the AoE to combat this, but we will just have to wait and see. Lycanthrope holding on to the Aegis here. Let me check out how much gold he's got. He's got another 200 gold after that strength tread is going to be finished, as we see some tread switching. Popping those wolf, gonna go back to jungle and farm even more gold. Venomancer is still staying on this mid lane. Good job by WE recognizing that Venomancer is a key hero in this team fight as well. He's gonna be providing a lot. He's basically gonna be the sole source of AoE damage, sole source of slow, and it's very crucial for him to get a high level Gale, high level wards, high level poison sting, and also his ult. So he needs a lot of level. Meanwhile, here on the bot lane here, we do see Broodmother solo pushing against 3 heroes. So very strong job here, keeping 2 or 3 heroes in the bot lane here. Beastmaster threatening to come in. This Beastmaster been playing a very heavy roam. And it's very important for him to play it like that, because again, gonna give the EXP to this Venomancer, gonna give the EXP to the Panda. Both teams playing this very cautiously, and if we're gonna drag this game out, it's gonna favor Scourge by far. Crystal Maiden has the boots of speed, the Vengeful Spirit has the boots of speed, and that's not enough item to combat the Scourge. If you really want farm support, you gotta have a couple bracers. You might want to have arcane boots. You might want to start working on those 4 staff. But the Scourge, the Sentinel support nowhere near that kind of farm. As you see, Broodmother working on the buckler. Broodmother coming in right now here, trying to get off a Shackle Shot. Indeed, there is a Shackle Shot. Where's the dust? This question. We have another teleportation coming in, and that's going to be the end of that gank. As you see, Blink Dagger coming, dodge the Magic Missile. This Crystal Maiden going to be dead for sure as well. The Panda is going to just leave the Crystal Maiden altogether. Going to go for the Windrunner. They're going to wait for the cooldown of that Boulder. Going to dispel, and there's nice swap there. Clockwork going to hook in. There's the Brood getting dusted as well, and he's at very low amount of HP. He might end up going down. No, he won't. Beastmaster come in the roar. They get 1 kill. Gonna go for a 2nd kill against the Vengeful Spirit. Vengeful Spirit is definitely gonna go down. She will have 1 more Magic Missile very shortly. Clockwork doing a fairly good job in terms of keeping her teammate alive. So pretty good counter ganking coming from WE and the Orange Esport team, but WE is going to be winning this engagement as they're going to pick off the bot tower as well. You can see that any one time if someone's being ganked, the Beastmaster is going to be TPing in, the Pandora and Brewmaster is going to be TPing in, and it's okay if Sentinel is going to TP in as well, because again, guess what? What is Venomancer going to do? Pressure a tower. What is Lycan going to do? Pressure a tower. Sentinel is, I mean, they're really good in terms of having a mobile, long-range lineup, but Scourge says, we don't mind fighting you 4v4. We don't mind fighting you 3v4, as long as we are able to pressure you on the other sides of the map. We are able to trade farms. We don't mind throwing kills, because in fact, it is Scourge that is the mid-game lineup that they're leading by 1, 2, 3, 4 towers. Orange Esport cannot take a single tower away from WE because they're so good in terms of hero movement. Anytime that WE is being ganked, they're getting ganked by 3 or 4 hero, all they really need is a single 1 or 2 teleport squirrels to come in, and they're absolutely fine. So really well done. Nice laid out strategy by the WE lineup, as we see Quap going for a very early Hex. So I thought she was going to go for a quick Aga. Going to go for the Hex indeed. And Hex is going to be somewhat decent, but the trouble is the Lycanthrope and the Brewmother is going to be coming in for the BKB. And those are the 2 targets you do want to Hex, and they're going to be magically immune for a good duration. So even though Hex is nice, I'm not too sure whether that's going to be the best item choice in this stage of the game. I think maybe having a little bit more AoE from the Aga might be a little bit better. Maybe having a little bit more mobility from the Force Staff may be a bit better, but Hex first is, I mean, Hex is a good item in any stage of the game. But the question is there a better item is the question. I'm not too sure where you guys stand on this. I personally think if we're not winning this stage of the game right now, I need to go for more damage. I personally would have gone for the Ag, because that's the Scream Pain with a low cooldown and the extra HP is no joking matter. The damage is absolutely insane. But he's going for the Axe Stick. Let me see how close he is going to be finishing. He's basically one wave away. He's gonna, yeah, he's have the Axe Stick right now. And let's see if the Sentinel team is gonna be starting to be aggressive right now, because they haven't been too aggressive for the first 20 minutes now. They got like, themselves a couple kills. The score is 5-3, but for the most part, I say WE is having a fairly good time. So with the Hex finish now, are they going to be a little bit more aggressive in terms of pushing the tower, in terms of forcing the team fights? We will wait and see. Panda waiting on the ledge. I think he does have his ultimate already up. So he's basically going to just wait for the Sentinel team to commit on this tower, and then he's going to jump in with a glyph popped on most likely. Beastmaster delaying that push with his Access 1-9. Still level 10 after you know, roaming quite a bit. The Venomancer, by the way, level 9, yes. Despite being playing the support role, is going to be having a fairly healthy level, as we see the Scourge team smoked up right now, looking for someone to gank. Brewmother doing his thing, going to be pushing the bot lane, pressuring. Do you defend? Do you defend is the question, as we see here the support coming in, trying to get a gank off. Do they have dust is the question. They do have the dust. Are they going to go for the kill? Here comes the Scourge heroes. They're going to have the Beastmaster ward. There's a clap. And looks like this Clockwork not long for life, as he's going to get completely focused down. We do have a Panda split right now, and indeed they will get 1 kill. Are they going to get off the Cyclone is the question right now. We do have the BKB being popped off right now. No Cyclone, just... Oh, there's a Cyclone on the Windrunner. Where's the Rock? There's a Rock right there, but good enough positioning and a massive amount of TP support coming in from the Scourge lineup. That they should be fine. Panda out of mana at this one. Well, she does have another Blink Clap, but that's going to be end of that. Meanwhile, here we do have Venomancer pushing the mid lane with the Lycanthrope. Lycanthrope going to be popping the Wolf and going the push going on. So right now, Scourge team is dictating how this game is going to be going. And what I mean by that is, well, Orange Esport does have the better mobile lineup. They have better nukes and everything. But it's Scourge that's calling the shot. Scourge says, okay, we will push bot now. We will gank bot now. And Orange Esport have to react. They're going to TP bot and help out. And then Lycan says, okay, I will push at mid now. And then we have a couple of TP squirrels coming to the mid lane here. And whenever you play the game with the enemy team dictating the tempo, you're going to have a very tough time in terms of coming back, because, well, Scourge, they're going to choose whatever that's best for them. If it's good for them to gank, they will gank. If it's good for them for the push, they will push. And when you give the tempo like that, as we see a couple of kills going on in the bot lane, I apologize for missing that one. Brewmother died. Panda also died as well. So Brewmother and Panda maybe sensing they are a little bit stronger than they thought they were stronger than they truly are. Choose to fight that 2v4. We have some really strong counter ganking coming from the Sentinel, and they would have returned it around despite the BKB and the Blink Dagger from the Panda. So that's the break that the Orange Esport need to make, and the break that they needed, and they need a couple more breaks like these, because again, still it's WE that's dictating the tempo. They're saying we will push top, we will force your TP scrolls, we will be able to go on the aggression, we will go for the Roshan when we need to, and they need to get a little bit more map control back, Orange Esport. And once you get map control back, you will start to dictate the battle, because you know now you're saying, okay, we're gonna push bot now. Are you gonna defend? Are you gonna push another lane? So once you're going to be on the aggressive, you dictate the tempo, and that's such an important thing. And it's such a small thing to point out as well, but in terms of this game, that is, to me, that's how the game is being played right now for WE. And it's a simple strategy. You go on the offensive, you dictate how the game is going to be played, and you make your team, your enemy team react. And right now, Orange Esports is reacting fairly decently. They're carrying a lot of TP score here or there, but again, Lycanthrope getting himself the free Aegis. There was no confrontation whatsoever, because the Central team cannot. What are you going to deal with a Blink Panda, with a Vengeful Spirit, a Crystal Maiden, and a Clockwork? There's really little that the Sentinel team could do. The only hope is to chain stun this Panda down to death, but 24 minutes in, he's got, you know, 1500 HP, and I don't think he will get chain stun down to death. The Scourge team doesn't have a mecha right now. I'm surprised that Venomancer did not go for the mecha after his arcane boots. In fact, he's going for the mecha. No, he's going for the hood and a Vit booster, so fairly tanky Venomancer as well. A lot of effective HP there. And Scourge team just overall doing a fairly good job in terms of keeping every single tower alive. Let's see if they're going to force a teleport scroll top. Yes, indeed, they will. Beastmaster is going to take that one. He's hitting level 12. I'm sure he's got a good level of that Inner Beast. Indeed, he's maxing the Call of Wild, and now going back to this Inner Beast. And this Inner Beast aura is going to be really good in terms of helping the attack speed of everyone on his teammate. Let's see if this mid tower is going to be the first tower that the Orange Esports is going to claim, as we see a 5-man push going on. Broodmother doing his thing on the bot lane here. Again, you leave the Broodmother alone, he will just push your tower. At worst, we're going to see a trade as we see Clock cooking against the Venomancer. Venomancer is going to drop off his own, no problem there. Panda blinks and get off a clap on True Hero. You can see that Vengeful Spirit out of mana at this point here. We do see the Focus Fire going against the Crystal Maiden. Crystal Maiden gets sent up in the air there to dispel immediately. They're going to get a kill on her as well, as we see Orange Esport going for a 2-for-1 trade. I do think that they picked out the Venomancer, but that was more or less a Pyrrhic victory, because Venomancer was able to drop off his ult and a Gale, and Venomancer was okay being dying. We do see Necro Book being picked up on the Lycanthrope, I presume. Yes, Lycanthrope has 26 minutes in, treads Vlad's Medallion Courage Neko 3 finish. And if you're wondering what the Neko 3 is about, this is a pushing lineup, like I've been stressing so much about. Neko 3, one of the best pushing items in the game. You saw how effective that was to burn away all of Venge's mana in there. And basically he was a useless hero after that one. As you can see, Scourge actually backing off. A little bit surprised. Maybe a little bit of worry about the short respawn time of Sentinel, as they were coming back alive. So they're going to turn back for now, but Scourge team in a dominating position. They're leading in terms of level. Let's do a quick level check. We do see 14 and 15 and 14. So the farmers on the Sentinel is getting a lot more levels, but I think we have a little bit more better level distribution spread. We'd have 16, 12, 16, 10, and 13. The supports on the Scourge team getting sufficient levels as well. Panda having level 2 ult. We have level 3 ult from the Broodmother and the Lycanthrope. So they are a force to be reckoned with already, but they're going to be leading in terms of level as well. We do have the Hex finish on the Quap, I presume. Let me check out how she's doing. Indeed, there's a Hex finish and also a second Ultimate Orb. I wonder what that's going to be. Scotty is the question here, as they're going to go for a gank on this Broodmother. And I'm sure that the Hex was instrumental in terms of getting killed earlier against the Broodmother and Panda in this vicinity map that I missed. So, you know, so far, you know, paying off its effect, but still lacking the AoE is the Queen of Pain. But we will have to wait and see. Right now, Windrunner trying to get up her farm. She does have the 4-staff finish. Gonna do a quick item check on everyone. 4-staff finish, and how much gold she does have in the bank? 1,800 gold in the bank, so fairly rich. And this is Windrunner. Crystal Maiden and Venge, they pretty much have nothing. Crystal Maiden does have the treads finish, but still very, very squishy. Quap Ultimate Orb, as pointed out earlier, how much gold does he have in the bank? Only 200 gold in the bank. And the last member of the Sentinel lineup, it is going to be Clockwork, picking up Vanguard and Ghost Scepter. So despite being pressured down so much, they're actually getting fairly decent farm. We're seeing really nice items for the Sentinel lineup here. The utility is basically done on the Windrunner. She's going to be working on the Hex. Clockwork is sufficiently tanky. and we have the quad picking up such an early hex. So I gotta say, item progression, they're doing a lot better than I would give credit for, because they're bringing pressure down so much. But let's see how the Scourge item compare. Lycanthropus item is just off the chart because he, you know, have his entire gear. Let's see how he's doing it, how much gold he's got doing. He's got another 3,000 gold in the bank. He's gonna pick up Reaver right now. Oh my goodness, it's gonna be tough in terms of killing this Lycanthrope. If they could kill him at all, he could basically sell his Quelling Blade right now and go for Reaver. Indeed, he will. And well, 2,400 HP on on a 16 armor Lycanthrope. He's got his Necro books running alongside with 522 movement speed when he pops his ult. What is the Sentinel gonna do about it? Is the question here. What can they do about it? Panda picks up drums, and this is actually a fairly standard item. He's not. A lot of Chinese Panda doesn't go for the straight axe stick. You want to pick up the early, well, pick up Django, pop it, blink in, clap, and then just, you know, chase like crazy. It really helps your team to catch up, because a lot of time when you have a blink initiator, you blink in like crazy, you initiate, but your team is not really able to come in alongside with you. But if you pop the Django beforehand, it will give your teammate to do that. As you see, Lycanthrope with his Aegis, don't even care, going to be tanking the tower a little bit. Already half HP, but no big deal. I'm going to have a fairly easy time in terms of tanking that. Broodmother is going to join the team fight on the mid lane here. And this might just be a GG push, as we see BKB and Orchid being picked up on that Broodmother. Broodmother is going to get off a very key silence. I think they really want this Woodrunner dead. If they could get off a roar and a silence on that Woodrunner and prevent that mecha from being ever used, they're going to be fine. But here comes the push, and Mana Burn coming in against the Windrunner. There's a Hex trying to chain the Panda. They do pick up the Panda, and that's a good start for the team fight. Let's say they get a little bit more, as we see Panda buys back. He's going to be... No, he doesn't buy back. Sorry. I thought that message was a buyback, but we do have ult being dropped off by the Venomancer. Nice team fight. Crystal Maiden drops off a ult. You can see all those Mana Necrobook burning insane amount of damage. Here comes the Lycanthrope. Gets a couple kills off the Roar. We do have a buyback from Mishi, but at this point here, we do see the team fight being won completely by the Scourge. As you see, 1220 Broodmother chase in for a triple kill. Lycan still had the Aegis alive. He's very, very low HP. Panda did end up buying back, and they're gonna just claim this mid-racks with relative ease. You can see that Sentinel had the best team fight they could hope for. They hexed the Panda. They killed him before he casted his ult and everything, but it wasn't enough, because these guys were just so absolutely tanky. The Broodmother was able to chase him with Orchid BKB. Panda buys back. Beastmaster says, I have Vanguard Django. I don't even care at this point. They're gonna just, right off one push, gonna just claim the game from Orange Esport. Completely blowing my mind. This is 4 melee. I still have to stress out, this is 4 melee. I feel like Orange Esport definitely dropped the ball there. They were not aggressive enough. And that's a strange thing to say, because Orange Esport, generally a very aggressive game, they weren't able to do too much on the Vengeful Spirit and Crystal Maiden. And like I said during the pick phase, there's so much pressure on them to play well. They need to get ahead in terms of EXP, they need to get ahead in terms of item progression, and they need to gank. And unfortunately, they weren't able to gank at all. Lycan had free farm, he was harassed once, that's it. He had free farm, he had free first and second Aegis. Orange Esport just got completely out map control, because Scourge was able to push every single lane. And right now they're trying to go for the Windrunner. Windrunner has enough survival items. She's going to be fine there. And here Shackle Shot is going to hit the Panda. There's a Blink Hex going to go for Chan. Chan's going to be fine. As we said, Roar goes on the Quap. Quap's going to die. And here comes the entire chasing squad of the Scourge lineup. They don't have a Roar anymore, but they definitely would have a Boulder Toss and a Cyclone. And here's a Cyclone on the Vengeful Spirit. Indeed, they're going to ignore the Venge and the entire Central team altogether. They're going to go for the Mega Creeps. We have a 32-minute Mega Rax being claimed by a severe pushing lineup from the Scourge and that's it. Mega Creep being claimed, and WE going to claim a victory in group number D of the WDC. Well done, Clock is going to hook in. Last ditch effort for the Sentinel lineup. Let's see how many kills they are going to get. 1220 destroy tower. He doesn't even care. Lycanthrope still alive. The kills that the Orange Esport is getting is 0. As all these guys absolutely tanky at this point. Panda might end up going down. Oh, indeed, he will go down to a Terror. But the Scourge team is going to just bring down the throne so very quickly. GG's being called. And let's see some endgame stats. Yes, indeed, this is endgame stat. 189 creep kills on Mushi. 33 minutes in. That is insane farm. Wow. That's very impressive farm indeed. 154 creep kill on the Quap. 100 on the Clockwork. But overall, we have 183 on the Broodmother. 71 on the Panda, 73 on the Venomancer, 96 on the Lycan. He had a lot of neutrals as well. 100. Nope. No. How many neutrals did he have? Neutral kills. Oh, yeah, 123. I was like, that seemed to be a high number, but indeed it was 123 neutrals and 100 creep kills. Dang, that's a lot of creep kill. But Beastmaster playing relatively as well. He only had 57 creep kill, but he's been roaming a lot, just teleporting, ganking, counter ganking. He was everywhere. So Scourge overall dictating the tempo very well in this lineup. Despite, to me, Orange Esport again had the advantage first 15 minutes in, but after 15-20 minutes, it was WE that was leading in terms of level. It was WE leading in terms of towers. It was just WE leading all the way. So WE very, very well played, and they definitely deserved that win. So that was the first game for the WDC being covered by me. I will definitely bring you guys more as well. Do check out the link in the description box to see what game I'm going to be covering in the future. And that's it from me. Hope you guys enjoyed this game. This is Luminous signing off. G, guys.